Hey babies, hi cuties, hi darlings, hello. Hi my little sugar butts, hi my little sweetums, my baby cakes. How are you? I hope this video finds you well. I hope everything finds you well, cause you are. I hope this finds your butt nice and perky. Yes, let's get into it. This is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Whenever you find it, it is the right time because it is timeless. Please use your discernment and own intuition. Do not force a message if it is not yours, because it is general, remember. I will not reach out to you for personal readings because I don't do them right now. So if someone's in the comments saying, well, and I would never reach out to you for a personal reading anyway, but if someone comes at you in the comments, beloved, I sense some dark energy around you. Here's my Cash App and what is it? WhatsApp? Here's my WhatsApp. Contact me immediately so I can help you. I'm the only one that can help. That's not me. Feel free to net bang on them. Keyboard warrior on them. Get all your frustrations out on them, whatever. Or at least report them. Whatever you feel. This is my only platform, which is YouTube as of now. If I choose to do any other platform, I will let you know. Let's get into it, yes? So, I came to an understanding, if you will. If you've been like getting hit with like anxiety, stress, weird stuff, like you're just looking different and you're like feeling off and not yourself, and kind of just getting hit with this fear and weird stuff like that, only if it resonates, of course. Once again, the karmics be at, you know, their shenanigans. And I split the deck and we got bitch right there. Bitch. Oh my goodness. And we have simp. Bitch and simp. So that's telling me, I came to an understanding and a conclusion, at least spiritually. The karmics be on their bullshit, as they can be, right? The toxic people that you left behind or are trying to leave, or, you know, whatever, sever ties with, they're sensing that you're moving on, you're healing, and they want to make themselves relevant, right? So they're sending, you know, they're trying to create new energetic ties or hold on and strengthen the energetic ties that you had before with them, trying to make themselves relevant. So they're just putting a lot of energy into trying to be, you know, stay in your energy, stay relevant in your life in some way, shape, or form. And you getting frustrated, agitated, angry, anxious, stressed, all of that stuff. And you're like, what the hell? What's going on? And then you'll kind of notice this person pops into your head and you're like, oh my God. Or people, take it how it resonates, pop in your head and you're like, oh, here we go again. They're sending me some bullshit, right? So these type of people, they're very codependent, and they are okay with staying relevant whether you hating on them or loving on them. They just want you to be thinking about them. They're like, it could be negative or positive because I just want to stay relevant in their life. I just want to be, they're so codependent and desperate for your energy, and, you know, they don't want you to move on and heal. So any sort of like, yeah, this, you know, you start getting like memories of like how they betrayed you, stuff like that. Obviously there might be some room for healing still there, but they're just trying to stay relevant on your mind in any way, shape, or form. Because if you let go and just stop thinking about them and stop, having these emotions towards them, they don't get any of your energy. So, if you don't think about them, if you just like give them back to God, they don't get to be on your mind. Even if they're doing the most crazy, outlandish shit in your life, you being unfazed, unbothered, whatever, and just giving them no attention at all, because that's how narcissists survive, is by siphoning your energy in some way, shape, or form. And they want to stay relevant in any way, and you not giving that energy to them, well, they start withering away, and those energetic cords dissipate, end, cut, sever, whatever. So you seriously just not thinking about them and being like, you know what, I wash my hands of the situation. Even when they're on their bullshit, like say you have to deal with them because it's like your baby mama, baby daddy, something like that. Family, I don't know. You just not letting them get to you in any way and just being like, that's just a crazy person. Crazy is gonna be crazy no matter what they do. And it's human to get agitated at some point, but the sooner you can catch it and be like, oh, that's what they're doing, they're on their bullshit, okay, and being like, oh, I'm not letting you win. No. No. That's the sooner you cut that cord and, don't allow it to, I'm seeing it like tissue growing back, and like nerves and stuff like that, they find new pathways, they've different tissue vessels, all of that stuff, they find different ways to grow back if they're severed, because your body wants to regenerate. And except for like a limb, if you get a limb taken off, then it's kind of it, right? So that's where you can just completely sever the limb. And I don't know why that came to mind, which is, it's such a strange analogy, but maybe that resonated for somebody. I kind of felt like a weird, like, random stoner thought. Like, yeah, bro, and it's like a limb, man. I don't know why that came to mind, but anyway, I digress. So by not allowing these cords to come back and find each other and start connecting and intertwining and gaining, creating that cord again, so which would be like catching yourself immediately when you're like starting to be like hating on them and being like, God, how could they be just such a shitty person? Why are they on this? Like, oh my God, come on. Just paying no mind, throwing it up, tossing it away, giving it back to God, giving it to the universe, your spirit team, whatever. Be like, you know what, you take care of this. I know they're being on full-blown demon time right now, but there's nothing else I can do about this. I give this to you, Holy Spirit. I give this to you, spirit team, whatever, ancestors, whoever you need to help you, whatever you believe in. And by doing so, it may make them a little more crazy, whatever. At some point, they're gonna have to stop. And that could, that's gonna be different for everyone, depending on how underdeveloped they choose to stay. But the reason why they're trying to, project so much is because they sense you moving on. And the songs I got on shuffle, we shall get into it, yes? The first one I got was She's a Bad Mama Jamma by Carl Carlton. um, yeah, ooh, look at her. She's a bad mama jamma. Just as fine as she can be. Her body measurements are perfect in every dimension. She's got a figure that's sure enough getting attention. She's poetry in motion, a beautiful sight to see. I get so excited viewing her anatomy. She's built, she's stacked. Oh, she's stacked. All the curves that men like. Got all the curves men like. Look at her. She's a bad mama jamma. Just as fine as she can be. She's like, she looks like she's poured into the gold. She's bad, the essence of beauty. Oh, such lovely hair. She's foxy, classy, ooh, sexy, sassy. She's heavenly, a treat for eyes to see. That's pretty much the whole song. So what I'm getting is you're looking good, right? You're looking fine. Because you're healing. That energetic cord is cut, severed, dissipating, however you see that. You're letting go. You're moving on. And that's got people in some envy, right? Whether it be who you're moving towards as dealing with that, or, how do I say that? Like, it could be someone, like, say you're finally moving on towards a person and somebody that wants that person is envious, or it's, the old karmics, that you've dealt with, whoever that is, there's some envy going on around that. And what does it say? I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And, these karmic people, these toxic people, stuff like that, they don't do any self-reflection. They don't have the empathy. They don't look at the big picture. They're just looking through their distorted lens, right? So they assume that you're getting things easy, and they're trying to sabotage in any way. Oh, and then another download that I got is like, with all of this, if you're like having some shenanigans happening, like for instance, for me, my furnace went out and I had some other issues, like little piddly things like that. If stuff like that is happening to you, it's just like all the gremlins getting out. And like I got that repaired today, and now it's like a million times better, like better than it has been over the years. So I'm like, oh, so it was just like slowly going out. Cool, like great. And I'm glad that's sorted, because now it's like, damn, it's like too hot. Like things are getting sorted out, and you may see them as like, oh, is this like bad luck? Like it might trigger some fear into it. It's actually things are like getting better. It's like you just need to get all the gremlins, all the bad parts, or whatever you want to call it, bad things, like just thrown out. Like anything faulty is like getting taken out, and try to just like have like a better mindset towards it, like a more positive mindset towards it. So because that's what it is, like all of this stuff is getting like shaken up, and now it's like better, like because I just thought I had like a shitty furnace. Honestly, I was like, oh, maybe it's just like super cheap, because like I had been told that by a different repairman, and they're like, oh yeah, this is just like a lesser quality whatever. And then this time it was a different repair guy, and he was fucking badass. Like he was this like old school cholo guy, like super cool. And it was just a good interaction, and he fixed the problem, and it's like working great. And so all of this stuff is like getting sorted out and just coming out way better than what I could have expected. So I'm like, oh, I didn't just have a shitty furnace. It was just going out. Like there was parts that needed to be replaced. Oh, cool. Like great. And so if like stuff like that's happening, try not to like take it as, oh, like, am I falling back? Is this like bad luck or what is this? It's just like, my understanding of it is like, in order to get into the timeline that you want where things are easier, or like your manifestations come in easier, that type of stuff, you have to like let go of all that old stuff. That's like the scragglers and the old parts of yourself, you know, and things are going to be working more high performance at this point, more efficiently. She's a bad mama jamma. So you're looking good, looking sharp, and you know the karmics be jealous, right? I'm also getting, if you were like under any spell work, projections, or you know your energy was just getting drained, so you weren't looking right, because they wanted you that way, because these energy vampires were like maybe like stealing your energy, so they were looking good, cloaking themselves in your energy. And so now that you called all your stuff back, you're standing in your power, you're severing ties, whatever you needed to do, they're jealous because you're in your power, you're shining, you're looking good, you're probably getting attention, or you're coming into union with your divine counterpart, you're getting the job you always wanted, the blessings you always wanted. And they're like, well, how come they get it so easily? Blah, blah, blah. As if it was easy for you, as if you didn't like fight for your life at every turn. But they're seeing it that way, so they're like trying any way to just be relevant in your energy. So just give them back to God. Don't try to catch yourself on any of these moments where they pop in your head and you're like, ugh. That's what they want. Any attention is good by them. And that keeps that energetic cord, you know, tethered together, tied. And we have the Ace of Cups. Here, let me close these blinds here. We have the Ace of Cups here in reverse, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And that's a missed opportunity. It's ridiculous because now you're like looking good, like you've stepped in a new timeline, you called your energy back, and these karmics are seeing you as like attractive and all of this stuff, and they're like, oh, I want to come back, like now you're hot. Which, or they're like finally seeing you for your light and like how wonderful you were. Because when I was listening to the songs on shuffle, I got a downloaded song, you know, that popped in my head that kind of reminded me of, you know, that added to this message, and it's called Losing Weight and Looking Great by Kill Whitney Dead. And the album's called Nothing Less, Nothing More. And interestingly, one of the what is it? The website, I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. The website that I found the lyrics on is metalkingdom.net. And I swear I like used this like way back in the day when I was like in high school and stuff like that. So I was like, man, you know, like flashback, like that's cool. So, and this is, the album's from 2007. So they're reflecting back and like thinking about all the times they're like you were loving and caring to them, that they got your energy. Because what I'm getting, I'll read the lyrics from this song, is kicked down the door, stormed the room, everybody standing there didn't know what to do. Who needs help? No. Oh, who needs sleep? Who needs help? Interesting. So I'm getting, because I accidentally said that, this these karmics, people, whatever, you were always there to like show up for help. You were super supportive. Like maybe they're going through a court case, or they lost their job or something. Their car broke down somewhere and they don't have anybody to come get them, but you were always there. They're like reflecting back and being like, all the times that you showed up for them, and they're like, damn, how do I get back into that? How do I get back into this? I won't quit until I see sunlight. Get me a drink or maybe 5 and find some girls who will eat me alive. Who needs sleep? Baby, not tonight. By the looks of you, we'll be doing all right. Just sex and sweat. We'll party all night long. And in the morning, honey, I'll be gone. Who needs sleep? Only got time to screw all of you. And that's like telling me that, so they might be trying to find like your energy, in somebody else. Like they're trying to get that, what they got from you, from somebody else, and they've been trying to find it and they can't. They may, and I'm even getting like, if some of you are still in connection with them, or, you know, take it how it resonates, you can be anywhere on this timeline. While they were, you know, fucking around on you or whatever, they're like trying to get that. Okay, this is what it is. So the ties have severed, and they're trying to get that from other people because they may have been misled by others, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna get, this is somebody more attractive, because, you know, they were depleting your energy, so you were having like skin problems, looking older, frail, sick, you know, all this shit. You're going like, you may have lost your job, or like we're having money problems and all this stuff. And so, you know, the toxic narcissist is like, well, I've got nothing to gain here. Fuck. Your looks are fading. You're not giving me enough attention. I'm not getting anything out of you anymore. So I'm going to move on. And, you know, just like they do, because they're codependent as fuck, they're lining up the next victim. And the next victim didn't give them anything close to what you were giving. And especially with that Kill Whitney Dead song, the losing weight and looking great, they are getting like one night stands. They're not getting the connection. People are ghosting them, all of this stuff, because that's part of their karma. They and also because they're not, say when they were siphoning your energy, they were getting like all this attention from people because they were looking good. They were like soaking it up because you didn't know, you had to learn how to protect your energy. And by you loving on them and caring about them, they were getting looking good, looking fresh, because that's what your energy does, right? Because they were stealing it from you. So you're like depleted, having problems, you know, just looking different, not yourself. And now that you called it all back, you're looking good, your money's right, you have like drive again. Like say you were just in this like stuck energy where you didn't want to do anything, or like work was difficult, stuff like that, and you're like, oh, man, like I don't even know, like I feel stuck, I don't have the drive to get out of this. Like you're finally like coming out of that. And it's because they were swapping energy with you. You were taking all their stank ass shit, and they were doing, you know, they were taking your great, juicy, fresh, bouncy energy, you know? And now the tables have turned because you've learned to protect yourself, right? And now they're seeing you as a missed opportunity because you're looking good, looking sharp, feeling yourself, as you should be. And that has them thinking like, oh, how do I get back in their graces? I need to stay on their mind, you know, whatever. So they're trying weird projections. They're trying to, if they were doing magic, or just like they're sending that, or they're obsessively thinking about you, trying to plot, plan. They got like GPS trackers, you know, all the shenanigans. They're trying anything and everything. So I see like if this person has a GPS tracker or something on you that you're unaware of, or you know, you're like have an inkling about something of the sort, and they're suddenly like you're always crossing paths with them when you're driving. They're showing up to the grocery store when you're leaving. They're always trying to do something, or you know, they've learned your schedule and you're driving, you know, that type of stuff, like where you drive and where you go, so they can stay on your mind in any way. Hoping that if they project at you and like try to, it's like they're hoping that they can make it seem as though it's like destiny, it's fate, and that they can get back into your good graces. Like, oh, if I show up enough times, they're just gonna think it's Most High doing this and not me. They're straight up like on this like desperate ass level. It's really depressing actually. Because things, the tables have turned, essentially. You're looking great, you're losing weight looking great, you're looking sharp, you've got, things are coming back into momentum for you because you've learned the lesson, you've cut the ties, you have self-respect. And this was all just a lesson in all of that. You needed to learn how to respect yourself and how to show up for yourself when no one else would. And they just want to take from you and all of this shit, right? And with this King of Curses at the bottom of the deck, which is the King of Cups, they're having to, because by siphoning your energy and taking your energy, they didn't have to deal with their own shit. And now they're having to sit and stew in their own emotions, all of that, because they can't project any of their shit onto you. You were like the narcissist's best feast. You were the energy vampire's best feast because you're a caring person, you're empathetic. That's just the narcissist empath dynamic. And because you have a good heart and you want to help people, you are attracted to that because you're like, well, maybe this is my destiny to help people, whatever. And you know, they're playing the game, they're doing the mirroring of like acting how you want to act, or how you act, and you know, watching you, learning your patterns. I have 1251 on my clock mirroring you, right? Showing up how they think you want to see them, like what you would see as the most ideal person. And yeah, oh my god, I didn't even look at this. We have the Page of Swords underneath that. Yeah, they're watching, obsessing. And you know, they did all of that. They created the trap, but this time you see through it. And we're coming into Mercury retrograde, and they're gonna try anything and everything. They're watching your patterns. They're sending spell work, or just doing any sort of like manipulation, putting their mask on, trying to come back into your good graces. And they're watching to see if it's working because they're desperate. They want their feast. They need to eat. It's I don't know if this actually happened in Blade, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting like he had to will himself into not like feeding on people because he was still half vampire. He was a daywalker, and you know, I feel like somebody was trying to get him to go back into feasting. It may have been Blade 3, maybe. I don't know, someone can correct me if they're a Blade nerd. uh, or just recently watched it, something of the sort. But it's like someone was trying to convince him to get back into beating and eating people and feasting on people, and they're like, oh, it's a thirst, a hunger that can't be, you know, satiated. It can't be until you, like, you know, drink from another person, you feed on another person. And like he was trying, like he didn't have his like little shots that kept him like straight and from doing that, and so he had to like use his will to like survive that. I'm getting that because like your energy was so good, and they're trying, you know, they're being ran through essentially with these like one night stands or just people that are matching energy. You know, they're attracting other karmics, and it's just turning into like, because that's part of their, you know, karma, or, you know, most high trying to show them like they can change and they need to. They're just getting met with the same energy, and it's a hunger that can't be filled, satiated. It can't be, it's like an itch you can't scratch, because it's just this deep like you're like hunger that can't be scratched, can't be satiated. And because you were like the best meal. So, and ooh, we have the Seven of Beasts under that. But you're here protecting yourself and fighting this off. And, you know, now you know any sort of thought that comes towards them or comes towards you about them, you know not to even feed into it. Just be like, let it go, give them back to God. Be like, I'm done. We're done. I learned the lesson. I'm out. Like, thank you for teaching me what I needed to be taught. Moving on. Thank you. You can do that. You can see it for what it is. And that's honestly their biggest threat, because that's how you can come up against these attacks, or these, you know, the stalking, the traps that they're setting and all of that. But what I'm getting is really you've learned the lesson. Yeah, we have the Queen of Beasts underneath that, and they might be trying to attack like your confidence. So like say with that anxiety, or they because, you know, those narcissists, they do watch, they learn they're just as you have pattern recognition, so do they, but they use their abilities for pattern recognition to hurt people. And so they know like where, especially if you were close to these people, which you were, they were your karmic people, partners, friends, family, whatever. They know where your weaknesses are and where your insecurities are, so they're still trying to prey on that. And you may have more work to do in there, so you can be grateful that, you know, you're being shown this. So that's might be where you're getting these attacks. And this is just a way to, with that Seven of Beasts, Seven of Wands here, to become stronger in your defenses by healing those parts. And like, it's almost like you're just surrendering to what's happening right then. Like say you're like feeling insecure about your looks or your intelligence or something of the sort. Surrendering into that insecurity and feeling it and being like, oh, I guess I do have that. Okay. And then, because like, if you're pushing that away, you're not, so it's like trying to feel every part of that weakness and that insecurity. You feel the whole breadth of it, the whole, every angle, every part of it, the deep depth and the volume of it, like letting it get to like full volume, feel that completely, and then seeing that being released and being like surrendered, like completely surrender to the feeling and let it like juice it up almost, and feeling like the whole horrible, awful part of it inducing that up and then releasing it, seeing that leave your body. Because if you feel it to its whole, what's the word I want to use? I guess the whole volume of it, the whole, someone can give me the word that I'm thinking of, but that's not the exact word I want to use, but the whole amount of it, I suppose, by allowing that and then seeing that and leaving your essence. So whether that's like your auric body, this, with that 7 of Beasts, some sort of protective barrier around you, it leaving that part of you, and you seeing it outside of your force field that you use to protect yourself. And whether that's like seeing it dissipate, like since we're talking about Blade, it's like the vampires when they go out into the sun and they just like turn into dust and like blow up or whatever. Like if that helps, or like you can see like pure white light, burning it and turning it into like a star or something of the sort, like turning into pure light again, like it being alchemized into pure source or whatever you want to call it, pure love, whatever, that will help you just release that. So these things that are coming up, it's meant to like trigger you in some way so you can get even stronger. It's like, ugh, how annoying, because you're like getting hit with this again and you're like, bro, come on. But that's a spot that you are actually weak. So if you can accept that and then feel the whole bit of it and release that, keep doing it until you're no longer bothered by it, then that shit's gonna go away. Then that won't affect you anymore. And that's, you become more strong and more confident in your whole being, your whole essence, on all levels, material, spiritual, emotional, mental, all of that. You just get stronger, and then that stuff won't affect you anymore, and you're able to step into the timeline where that shit doesn't affect you. And so you got to release that old part of yourself, get that gremlin out of yourself, if you will. And we have the sun in reverse, so that's like something you don't want to see. It's like picking up a rock and looking at all the bugs underneath. You're like, ooh, oh man, I could have done without that. This is like them, you feeling that anxiety and feeling the attacks from them. They're actually helping you get stronger if you choose to see it that way. And by not falling victim or just putting all the blame on them, on the karmics or whatever, you're not able to truly transmute that energy into something else, like change, shift. I'm seeing somebody like spin on their heels and turn around in a different direction, and I was like seeing it in a way that's like very graceful. So by doing that in such a graceful way of like accepting, like, I really don't want to acknowledge that this is a weakness and insecurity of mine, but by doing so, even though it's uncomfortable and it's really easy to blame the karmic, yes, they are attacking you, and yes, that's not exactly your energy, but they still know your weaknesses. By accepting, oh, okay, this is where I have a weakness, this is a part of myself that I need to work on, and taking that accountability there, that gets you stronger. And accepting, so I just saw a guy walking outside and he was like in all red. That gets you more grounded and secure in your physical form and spiritual, just in all aspects, like just fully strong in yourself. And when you're fully rooted, you can't be fucked with. Nothing can affect you. Nothing can touch you. So in a weird way, you can think these karmics and these spiritual attacks, these physical attacks, whatever, because that's making you even more resilient to this bullshit. And I'm getting, it's not just like one particular person, you're getting hit from all angles, whatever. But they're showing you where your weaknesses are because they did prey on you and they know how to attack you. Excuse me, I was like in a weird burp talking. My bad. They know what weakness, you know, because they've observed you, they stalked you, they, you know, because you got vulnerable with them, or they just watched you for so long, whatever. It's this helpful mirroring, you know. Karmic partners, karmic lessons, karmic people, they're meant to teach us lessons that we're meant to pay our karmic debt. It's a karmic lesson, it's a past life thing, and they're helping us grow. They're helping us become stronger and more confident within ourselves and our whole being, our whole essence, physical and spiritual, emotional, all levels. So as annoying as it is, because we have the Nine of Swords here in reverse, as annoying as it is, they're helping you become less of an anxious person, less of a insecure person, you know, all this stuff that you're feeling, these attacks and all of that. That's showing you where you can where your fears are, where your insecurities are, where your weaknesses are. And that's just like the most beautiful opportunity to surrender into it. Because I was getting the message from my guides, it's like surrender into it. Like, oh, that's the song. Don't Fight It by 10 Years. Because I kept getting that song in my head. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't want to get hit with this. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? I was getting like angry. I'm like, dude, I'm getting sick of this. What the hell? And you need to surrender into it and recognize where your weaknesses are, where the cracks in the foundation are within you. Because if you're truly strong, solid, rooted within yourself without any insecurities, any faults, whatever, you can't be affected by it. So any of these attacks, physical, spiritual, mental, whatever, in any way, that's showing you where your weaknesses are and where you can be affected. And that's where you can surrender into it and being like, okay, where can I take responsibility in this? And that makes you stronger. Don't fight it. Like, obviously, still, this is how you protect yourself with that Seven of Beasts is, oh, okay, that's where I have a weakness. Like, I'm insecure about my intelligence or something. Okay, that's where I can surrender to that. Perfect, thank you. And you're being shown, they're holding up the mirror to you because they're watching, they know your weaknesses, they're preying upon them. They're showing you where there needs to be repair, like, you know, with the furnace thing, what parts need to be repaired, healed, changed out, whatever. I wanna know what you really think of me. I wanna feel all the pain that sets you free. These waves of doubt are drowning me. Gone are the days when this was easy. Buried in the past, so many moments I want back. Tomorrow doesn't hold on to yesterday. Ooh, that one wasn't good. If I fall back into you, don't fight it, don't fight it. Show me what we've got to lose. Don't hide it, don't hide it. Memories stuck in my head, all the things I should have said. If I fall back into you, don't fight it, don't fight it. I want to know, after all these lessons learned, if there's a road from these bridges that we've burned. I need to know if you still want me. Want me to show you how much I need you. So they're, as awful as it was, they're helping you become a better person, become a stronger person, become a stronger entity, a overall being with these attacks and the bullshit and the drama. I'm not saying do not go fucking back to this person. Never will I tell you to go back to your toxic fucking ex. But don't overlook these moments, these attacks. Don't overlook when you're affected by this, because there's something in there that you can heal and become stronger. So allow, by feeling that and surrendering into the whatever you're feeling, whatever attack, agitation, insecurity, that type of stuff that you're feeling, feel into that in your own self. That's where you can become stronger. If I fall back into you. Gone are all the days when this was easy. Tomorrow can't hold on to yesterday. If you come right back to me, I won't fight it. I won't fight it. Show me what you need from me. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. So what I'm getting here is, by you surrendering into these things, say like you're like, well, where's my fucking divine counterpart at? I'm all alone. I'm blah, 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 blah. Bullshit, like, you know, bullshit, you're full of shit, like, you don't have anybody coming, blah, 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 you know, whatever. You're feeling into that, you get agitated, all that stuff. There's some healing that needs to be done there. The fucking bitching about it, I'm gonna straight up call it the weirdos in the fucking comments, like, I'm all alone, I don't know what you're talking about, like, you're full of shit, whatever. Like that, it's because you have healing to do, still. You're probably, when you're getting hit with these anxieties, these fears, you're just fighting it off and not wanting to feel into it, thinking like, okay, well, I'm being attacked. There needs to be a surrendering into it, an understanding, instead of giving your power away to the karmic ex, the karmic people, whatever, and putting the blame all on them. You're not standing in your power by accepting full accountability for your end and being like, oh, I am insecure there. I have a wound here that I need to look at. Say you need to be the smartest person in the room, you know, or something of the sort. And maybe your karmic ex made you feel stupid or, you know, put you down in that way. There's some healing that needs to be done. Or your looks or whatever, and they were attacked that. Or, you know, if someone does like black magic or anything, or just like manipulation, abuse, or anything like that, they can only attack your weak points. So that's where you were deeply affected, and you're still holding on to like, God, how could they do that? Whatever. And you're still, you get sucked into like, I can't believe they did that to me. Or, you know, I sucked into like, why are they still doing this? Why are they still attacking me? Whatever. Whatever's getting affected is where you need to look and being like, oh, okay, don't fight up against it anymore and give your power away to this person, you know, being affected by them, thinking about them, giving your power, like, giving your energy to that, instead looking within yourself, putting in any of that energy of like brooding, thinking, ruminating, any of that on them, on that moment or whatever happened to you. Dig deeper and being like, okay, how can I take accountability in this moment? And that's where you're going to find this healing, this deep strength, you know, because the the heater had been running like shit for a while because it needed new parts, and there was a weak part that was overlooked. And the right person came in and shone a light on it and being like, okay, this part needs to be replaced. Perfect. So you can go ahead and thank these karmic weirdos, because we have the High Priestess in reverse. We can thank them for bringing this shit to the light, because that's the only way to get stronger, is by healing the weak parts. You're not gonna play basketball on a torn ACL and expect to be on your perfect game, because you're gonna be thinking about, oh, well, what if my knee buckles or something like that, or it does, because you're like trying to go hard as fuck. Then your knee buckles and you lose all stability in it, and you're even worse off, and there's probably even more damage. You tore your meniscus, all this other shit. Maybe even got a concussion because you felt like all this crazy shit could happen because you're playing the game with injuries, when you need to sit out and heal it up first. You can't go pro unless you're strong, like doing all the exercises and all of this. You got it repaired, fixed, whatever, and you did the physical therapy to heal it up and all of that. And they're just showing you where the healing needs to be done. And that's where your divine counterpart, or these people with this Lover's card, just community people that, or the job you want, the manifestations that you have coming in, the car, the house, whatever, there's something within that needs to be looked at. And we have the Two of Cups, which is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It needs to be dropped. So you're still juggling, you're still holding on to this weakness, this wound, and it's easy to give your power away to these karmic people, whatever, and blame it on them, when you have some wounding that needs to be looked at. And it needs to be, because it's easy to just, oh yeah, I know I have that. But to truly feel into whatever emotions come up and like juicing it up and like feeling the whole volume of it, that's going to help you fully release that. Because, it doesn't feel good to experience those insecurities, and it's easy to just compartmentalize and throw logic at it and be like, yes, okay, I feel that. You got to feel the whole damn thing so you can finally release it. It's like when they're trying to excise a cyst out of you, they can't leave the cyst sac behind, or the cyst is going to come back and fill up again. They have to like excise, they have to go all around and make sure that they get all of the cyst, any of the cells that are creating that cyst sac. I don't know why this came to me, but because if they leave any of that behind, then the cyst will grow back. So they have to get all of it, encapsulate what's encapsulated, the whole capsule of the cyst. They have to get it all out. So they try not to usually like pierce it or tear it, so they get the whole thing out so it doesn't grow back. And so that's why you gotta get the whole bit of it. You got to feel the whole essence, the whole volume, the whole breadth of it, because if you don't want to get to the deep parts of it and see the whole bit of it and feel it, then some of that tissue is going to get left behind, and then it's going to grow back, and then you still have that part of you affected. Or that's still a weakness. That's this tissue, this foreign thing isn't supposed to grow within you, and it's still there. It's still gonna surf its ugly little head again and fill up with fluid again, and you're gonna get the lump and bump again. I'm getting all kinds of weird metaphors, analogies, whatever you call them, for this one. All right, so what do we do about this? What do we do about this? I mean, you're looking good, you're looking sharp, but this is how we disconnect the energetic cords, is by taking your full power back and not giving it away and being like, okay, this is where I become more confident. I'm being shown exactly where my weaknesses are. Fuck yeah. Let's go. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and the Knight of Swords upright. I'm seeing these. So now this Ace of Cups from the beginning, the first card that fell out in reverse, which is the Ace of Pentacles, I'm seeing that as like, maybe you're not grasping the opportunity yourself. So you're a missed opportunity to these energy vamps that you're like, yo, never again. But you're also not grasping the opportunity, or you haven't been. Like, you may have found it easy in certain aspects to release and have strength and all of that, but there's some deeper stuff, some opportunities that you need to grasp and stop giving your power away when it comes to, because this Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, can be super like superficial, materialistic, selfish, a hoarder, not good at like not taking care of themselves, or they have underlying reasons as to why they do things, like in a way like stepping on people to get ahead, or say, just because I'm looking at her and I see boobies, like say you, and there's nothing wrong with this, I support whatever you want to do, but say you wanted to get like a breast augmentation or like a nose job or something, or get a car, but there was an underlying reason for it, like you wanted to look a certain way, be seen a certain way, and instead of like, I would genuinely enjoy this, there was some way you needed to be seen. And it's time to cut through the bullshit and see the truth about it. Like, this might be highlighting why your manifestations haven't come in, because there's something that needs to be healed within yourself as to why you're desiring that. And there needs to be like a more wholesome, pure underlying reason to that. Or why you want to look a certain way. Is it because you see yourself as that, or is it because you there's been some sort of training, some control, some programming done on you that you need to look a certain way? You need, in doing that, you'll feel whole and lovable and all of that. So it's time to cut through the bullshit and see it for what it is. And I'm seeing this as like breaking out of this superficial shell, superficial shell, and moving into like your true divinity. And that might be, yeah, because we have the Six of Beasts in reverse, which is the Six of Wands in reverse, of like recognizing like, okay, I'm wanting that thing out of insecurity. I want to look a certain way out of insecurity. I want that thing out of insecurity because that will make me look a certain way. and just cutting through it and breaking out of that shell. And instead of blaming like, oh, the karmics took this away from me and stuff like that, the only reason it could be taken away from you or affected is because there was a weak desire behind it. There was a superficial, a fake reason. And especially because like this dude is like all big and muscular, but the person inside is kind of smaller or something. That's definitely like if you felt the need to like your body needed to look a certain way or something, and say you've been affected in that way, like there was something, some insecurity that was getting attacked or fed, and that's why like you were like, say you gained weight or your skin looks a certain way, any of these things, because there was some weak part of that some superficial part to that. I'm hoping this is making sense. It's like I'm getting the feeling, but I can't put the words right on it. And help me explain this better if I'm not making sense. Okay, so we have the Two of Beasts, and which is the Two of Wands in reverse. And I always call this card the Beast with two backs. So like maybe, you know, going back to this Kill Whitney Dead song, you know, these superficial things are happening. This karmic person was showing you the yicky, icky parts of yourself that needed to be highlighted. And, you know, this is why it was a superficial connection. And it says, just sex and sweat, we'll party all night long. And in the morning, honey, I'll be gone. There was part of you that only, whether you know it or not, you thought you had like a superficial part of yourself. Like you only thought you only deserved this hit it and quit it energy. Although it hurt you to, you know, not be truly loved, not have an authentic connection, this showed you that this is what you thought of yourself deep down. Or, you know, some sort of programming had been placed upon you, belief, whatever, about yourself. Whether you're aware of it or not, there was something unconscious that attracted this. And this is, you know, this karmic person, people, whatever, was highlighting this for you. Like say you were getting used for your money, that's all you thought you were worth. That's why you attracted that person. They were mirroring back to what, you know, you were thinking of yourself, whether you know it or not. It was so unconscious that this horrible, awful person had to come into your life and completely fuck you over so you could finally see, oh, I have an insecurity about that, and this is all I thought I had to give. Like, you know, going to the money thing. My work ethic and my money is all that I have to give. You were thinking that unconsciously, and that's why this person showed up and took all your money and fucked your best friend or whatever. Because that's all you thought of yourself subconsciously. This was your insecurity. You know, or you were only worth your body. Like you were only worth hitting it and quitting it. There was nothing else to offer. And if, you know, I'm looking at this Lover's card and it's like, my hero. Like you didn't, you know, almost gave your power away thinking like that's, and we've all done this, like thinking that you needed to be whole and happy if you have a connection, a partner, or somebody around, instead of finding that wholeness within yourself. There was some, even if you can, I'm hearing you now, oh, well, I'm happy alone, whatever, then why are you desiring a partner? So that's something to look at and even dive deeper into. And yes, as we go, it's like, well, then what, is desire wrong? No. But that's the crazy, like, mind-blowing thing about manifesting, is like, as soon as you detach from it, that's when it comes in. But you have to authentically detach from it. You can't put logic on it and say, I detach from this thing. You genuinely have to dig deep, find the wounding and where you have some self-worth stuff going on. And that's when you'll stop attracting all these fucking weirdos and these awful situations, shitty jobs, whatever, and start attracting the real deal. Because there's some wounding and unconscious behaviors that are running, unconscious programs that are running and that need to be looked at and deleted, healed, replaced, whatever. But it has to be fully looked at. Like, I was talking about the cyst sac, that has to be looked at fully and felt fully. And that's where your manifestations are actually going to come in, because you're like, okay, well, I don't need a lover to be whole and happy. I'm fine, and it's almost like worst or best case scenario, and like truly like, okay, like that helps me when I'm like super anxious and like, oh, what if this happens, blah, 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 blah. I need to run down and like feel fully into like, okay, so what if I like am never married and I never find a partner again and I'm alone forever? And what would that feel like? And what I would be okay. Like genuinely, I'd be fine. Like, but there's that fear of the unknown. So maybe running down that whole pathway of like, okay, what if I never find a partner and I'm alone forever and that never comes? I would still be fine. I would make it through. And then making peace with that. And, if you do, it's like you can feel that like resistance of like, I have 1331 on my clock. There's like some sort of resistance at some point that you hit when you go, play these games with yourself, or like the what if game. You hit a point where you can feel it, if you're genuinely good with that or not, or if you genuinely believe you're gonna get that or not. Just like, all these annoying ass people in the comments, oh, well, I'm alone, like I don't have anybody, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm out here looking out my window, I don't, blah, blah, blah. You're literally attracting more of that. So that's on you, homie. You're just attracting more of that. And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, you'll recognize where where that worth is, where you truly believe that you're getting this or not. As you run down these timelines of like the what if game and truly feeling into that. And that's like a perfect moment, like truly feel like, okay, I'm imagining myself doing this. All right, I'm getting in my car and I'm driving to my dream job. Do I believe it? What's my dream job? What does it feel like? Am I able to, do I actually believe that that's a thing? Because that could even be a thing, like you don't even feel that that's real. That might be where your roadblock is. I know I'm gonna piss a bunch of people off at this. The only way to heal is to be triggered, baby. I'm gonna throw some helpful some nice cards at this. All right. Because I feel like I'm just drilling into y'all now. Like, I feel like that was, like, the right amount to stop. And, like you can't, if you're still even this far into the message and you're still hanging out, we should probably stop. It's almost like the vibration of that is a bit much. So I need to, like, tone it down. That's what I'm being shown anyway. So we'll stop it there. And we'll throw some Rainbow Brain Skull Oracle on. I love you. I want you to heal and I want you to reach your manifestations. I'm also yelling at myself, okay? Sorry. Sorry. Sorry about the triggering. I hope you heal though. Alright, what's up with this? Not all who wonder are lost, but yes, I am. Number 21. See how that little shadow dude is like, behind him? Like, that shadow's always going to be there. It's just a matter of you recognizing it and being like, I can still have everything besides that. It's like making friends with it and recognizing like, oh, okay, like giving love to the parts that you really don't want to. Forever and wherever you will go, the choice is always yours to vibrate high or vibrate low. Number 4. Damn, that one's a really good one. So it's literally your choice to give your power away and blame these fucking karmics. Like, oh God, it feels so good when you're like, this motherfucker, the trust me, I love it too. I indulge in it too. But by you doing so, gives your power away. And keeps them in your energy, keeps the energetic cord going. And when you get to that point of, I'm not giving my power away, I'm choosing to heal these insecurities and whatever this person, whatever mirror they're holding up to me, I'm gonna fucking look at it this time and be like, okay, this is what I thought I deserved. This is what I think I deserve. This is where I need to heal. This is where I need to really love on myself. Yeah, did you forget that you're still inside the game? This is where you can make these choices to vibrate high or vibrate low. And to get to that higher vibration, you gotta look at the yucky stuff. You can't fake that shit. Energy doesn't lie. And you can throw logic at it and compartmentalize on all that stuff, but until you fully feel it and take accountability and responsibility for it, it's still gonna be at, you know, the little cells of the cyst sac are still gonna be there, and then they're gonna grow back into a cyst again until you fully inoculate that. I think that's the right word. Fully get that whole capsule out without seeing the whole thing for what it is and recognizing it and fully excising it. Not enough, the everyone story. Yes, and that's where that self-worth comes in. And recognizing that's what you thought you deserved and that's why you attracted it. And taking responsibility and be like, oh yeah, I need to feel into that, and then that's gonna go away. That programming, that bullshit, we're done now. I fully felt it. I saw the whole cyst sac, and I'm excising it now. For me, if I can't make it fun, I'm just not gonna be able to do it. And this is like reminding yourself that you're still in the game. And this, even though it's like yucky stuff that you don't want to recognize within yourself from these karmic people, until you recognize that and take it on and being like, oh yeah, that's part of me, and like seeing it like, oh, as soon as I let this go and like take like accountability for this is where all the awesomeness comes at. Yeah, it's ugly and not pretty and stuff like that, but as soon as you recognize it, that's where all the manifestations come. That's when all that shit starts rolling in. I gotta end this because this energy is like super a lot. And I have a feeling that y'all are like, enough. I love you so much, babies. You're doing great. Keep up the great work. And I really hope this video helped you and didn't super trigger you. Well, I hope it did trigger you because that's where you heal. But I hope it wasn't too much. I hope it didn't blow your brains out or something. I love you, babes. Love you, okay? Hang in there. Bye.